Today I wore biker shorts. Here's a fun shot of my crotch. Today I wore biker shorts, and I wouldn't consider myself a biker short gal. I'm either like full ass cheeks out or like leggings. Okay, there's no in between. I'm not a capri gal. It was okay, but something just didn't feel correct. Ladies and gentlemen, she-theys and gays, welcome to Jasmine's presentation. This video is kind of gonna be a like capsule situation for me to look back on. Yeah, school is over for now. I have about a year and a third left of school until I'm done and I get handed the big fancy piece of printer paper that says congratulations. Essentially today I'm gonna walk through all my favorite projects from the year. You will be bored. This will not be interesting. I'm gonna go into a lot of detail and you don't want to hear it. So yeah, I did this project I called the Aura of Dance. I didn't know if I was going to take photos of myself, but it just happened to be that week I was asked to sub at one of the dance studios here in town, and I thought, this is perfect. Children. I gave them a color, and I wanted them to like do some sort of dance pose or movement they felt represented that color. It can be silly. Like, it can look weird. And I think they had a lot of fun with that. But yeah, I did one for every color, and that was really fun. And that kind of sparked this like, whoa. Art. You know what I mean? It kind of sparked that in me, and it went crazy after that. The last project was a video project. We could make a 2 to 3 minute video on whatever we wanted. It was just a chance to like practice editing and all that, and I'm like, bitch, I got 8 years under my belt. Let's do the damn thing. And so I was like, Jasmine, you're gonna have to go outside of your comfort zone and make a video, you know, not singing Pitbull in front of the camera, but we're gonna have to kind of go for it, you know what I mean? So that's when I made the Bad music video, the dance film situation. It's up on my YouTube channel. You can go. I hate doing that because I'm always like, it's definitely this corner, and then I go to edit it, I'm like, you slut. If you haven't seen the video, please go watch. It's just 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes of just pure badassery. Watch it and then come back. I didn't have the equipment for this, and I didn't have anybody to film it, so hey parents. I dragged my parents to a parking garage. My dad held the camera, my mom held the music. This is fun. I love breaking out into a rash. It's one of my favorite. These are a few of my favorite things. Anyways, so it was a challenge, emotionally, physically, because I was trying to not only dance really good to the best of my abilities, and also teach my dad how to use the camera and direct the whole thing. It was a lot, and I learned so much, and in the end I am so proud of this. I am very proud of it. I want to do that again. Yes, I want to do that again. I took 2D, meaning things that are flat, and I just so happened to make every single project 3-dimensional. I can't believe I've done this. So long story short, for the final project, we were supposed to make a comic strip, right? And one thing led to another, and all of a sudden I made a 6-foot wide sculpture of an eye. So I really twisted and turned in that one. So essentially it's this like tunnel situation, and it's a spiral, right? I wanted to somehow create something that represented the like trance that we go in when we scroll on social media. And so I loved this idea of a spiral going into the eye, but it was also traveling backwards. Like it was sucking you in, literally. And then the spiral is like hypnotizing. I feel like that it did the monster mash. Anyway, but at the bottom was one of my dad's camping lights. So shout out to Brian for letting me borrow that. But the light was kind of this idea of like, there is a light at the end of the tunnel that like you are like still there. You could be really far away, but you're still there, I promise. And that's something that I have to remind myself of, especially like taking away the social media part. Like even if I'm in this like depressive spiral situation that like, and I don't feel like myself, I have to remind myself that I know I feel like I'm really far away, but I am there somewhere, and I'm just gonna keep walking and we will get to her eventually. She's not here right now, but like she's there. So that was that, and that was really fun to make. There was a lot of math involved. Okay, so, this is her, this is she. So in my 3D class, we had to make an instrument. So I decided to make a guitar out of a shoebox. And then, of course, in true jazmataz, rhinestones are falling as we speak. In true jazmataz fashion, we did add stars. We did add okay, the whole shebang. But let me play a little bit of a tune. I'm going to put this in between. You're going in between my legs, but not like that. Ooh. I put a pan, like a mini cooking pan, in there to try to help the sound. It didn't help, so I was supposed to take it out. But before I took it out, I forgot, and then I bedazzled the whole thing and screwed it together. So there is a poor little pan stuck in there that now my mom can't use because it's stuck in a bedazzled shoebox. Yeah. You know when you're in a bathroom, the medicine cabinet has a mirror, and then there's the bathroom mirror, and when you flip open the medicine cabinet, there's like a tunnel of mirrors. I wanted to like be in that. I wanted to make glasses that when you put them on, you were like in the tunnel. So I did that. Can you tell I had extra rhinestones? We were on a bit of a bedazzle streak for a while, but I'm happy to say that I've used up all the rhinestones. Are you sure about that? This is a mirror on this side and on the inside. So those are mirrored tiles, and they're reflecting onto the big... I just spilled all the rhinestones. It's like a tunnel of your own eye. These things give me a fucking headache. They're, oh my god, infinite numbers of your own eyes. And then on the front it says, look at me. And then on the top it says, here I am. And here's why it says that. At the end of the day, everybody is so self-centered. Whether we want to admit it or not, we are all self-centered sons of bitches, okay? You're wearing something bold, or maybe you're presenting yourself in a vulnerable way, or you're performing, or you're on stage, whatever it might be, something that's a little bit scary. And in the glasses, all you can see is yourself. So in those moments, we're on this like spiral tunnel of thoughts, self-deprecating thoughts. Meanwhile, people can see, they notice that you're maybe wearing something a little bit crazy, right? But even as they're looking at it, they're still looking at themselves. People recognize that you're wearing something crazy for a split second, and before that second's over, they're back to thinking about themselves. People will see it, they'll take note of it, they might have a thought about it, but then before you know it, they're already reflecting on themselves. Thank you very much. I also had a matching oh my god, let me get the headband. I had a matching mirror headband that I made. I made it like 5 minutes before class because I was leaving, and I was like, Mom, does my outfit need anything else? And she's like, yeah, I think you need a matching headband. I said, Jody, I gotta go like right now. And so I made this with like the power of hot glue and God. How do I avoid that? How do I avoid the like ponytail corner balding situation? Like, where did I go wrong? Oh my god, you guys, I'm having intrusive thoughts about cutting bangs again. Fear. Sound the alarms. Nicki Minaj, sound the alarms. Oh my god. Okay, so this term I took photography, and that was so much fun. Okay, so we started off by taking these silly little skirty, wordy, flirty, splurty photos. I was in the middle of a nature preserve. There were hikers walking by. I was in a leotard and a see-through skirt. Then I had to go to 7-Eleven to get water, and I had to walk into 7-Eleven while this like entire biker gang was there. And meanwhile, I'm in a leotard. All the things I did for photography this term were all self-portraits. So narcissism. These eye photos, she's an icon. She's a legend. She is the moment. I think they turned out really trippy. And these kind of sparked a trippy era for me. I took a photo of my eye. I know. Again, but I was looking through a sun catcher, and I held the camera. I was going like this. It was intense. So this is like 3 of those photos layered on top of each other, but this is just 10 out of 10 album cover art. What can I say? She's really good. Ooh, drama. I read my super sad diary entries from like a year ago, immediately burst into tears, and then decided, let's get the camera out. And I took these. I think it's kind of fun though. Reading my diary from the past, I was kind of like embodying like Jasmine from like a year or 2 years ago, and like how, I mean, a bitch was not medicated yet, okay? Let me just put it that way. I was looking towards the window, and the other hand, which was really my hand, was supposed to represent like me now, like being like, girly, it is okay, wipe those tears. Things will not be necessarily better, they will just become easier to handle. Thanks to Wellbutrin. I think it's a yes. And the funniest part is that this is the original photo, and I almost deleted it until I put it into Photoshop and I upped the exposure and said, who is that hiding? Ooh, this fun, like, scary, spooky. But this one, ooh, it's like the eye photos, but on another level. Then we get to these last photos that I took. So we had to take a poem or song lyrics and translate them into like 2 or 3 different photos. So I have it printed out. I chose the song It's Not the Same Anymore by Rex Orange County because, as we all know, I'm a whore for Rex Orange County. Being here in Oregon, I've been having a really hard time dealing with like homesickness and dealing with like moving on from my childhood, because not only did I move here having lived in Arizona my whole life, but I also moved here at a really transitional time in my life. So it was like moving away from Arizona was also kind of like flying away from my childhood. Even though I am still a child. I recreated a photo of me when I was 5. So that would have been when I first started having memories. You know what I mean? But I recreated it now, kind of at the end of my childhood. But it's really funny because everyone in school didn't realize that I had merged the 2 photos together. And it's funny how like my face shape lines up like perfectly. But then the second photo is kind of signaling like the end of my childhood. Kind of. I recreated one of my senior photos from high school that I took on ASU's campus, funny enough. But I recreated it now and put ASU in the background. Yeah, and so it was just interesting to go and recreate that photo, but here in Oregon, I was next to a river. This one was a little bit sad, but sometimes I'm a little bit sad, so, interesting. Well, on a bit more sillier of a note, I made this poster. I will read it to you. Loopy Jazz was out and ready to play this day, and so I let Loopy Jazz on her brain just do its thing. And I also have synesthesia, which means that I like relate things to colors and all that jazz. So I went through and I associated every word and phrase with a color. So this is like the inside scoop of my brain sometimes. I would love to read this to you. Hold on to your knickers. Knickers? Are we ready? Apple bottom jeans. Last but not least, I think I'm going to upload it as a separate video because it is a 20-minute video on itself. But essentially for the final color project, we had to make something that represented all 12 colors on the color wheel. So naturally, I decided to associate songs with every color and then mash those songs together on the violin. It took a long time, and it's still not so good. I mean, like, it's good, but it's not perfect. Yeah. I'm not okay. That school is over. Because what do I do now? If you watch this whole thing, no you didn't, you just tripping. Hold me closer, tiny Jane. There she is, my tiny horse. You know that sketch with Tim Charcuterie Board? There he is, my tiny horse. Okay, Jasmine,